What's happening, everybody? Welcome to this just unscheduled live stream right here on the Joe Wentz Project TV, right here on YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well today. It's a dreary day here. Hope the internet holds up here. It's very dreary. Weather has been pretty bad since last night. So we're flying on a wing and a prayer, as they were to say, you know. Hey, man, we got a couple people already showing up. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Mitch Heyman. What's going on, Mr. Heyman? How you doing, man? Thank you very much for being here. And, hey, Electric Gypsy Blues. Gypsy. I got to give a big shout out to Gypsy, man. He was very kind to give me a huge shout out on his channel. I was just like, that was unexpected. And thank you, Gypsy, so much again, man. That was I was just like, wow, holy smokes, man. That was unexpected. He had a lot of kind words to say, and you know, he sent me a message through Facebook Messenger and sent me the link to the video, and he said, I hope this was okay. And at first I didn't know who it was. I was like, because I'm so used to seeing some people just like that have their channel names. You know, I'm not familiar with their first name. I'm bad with names. I can't remember people's names. So at first I was like, who is this? You know, and I looked and I said, oh man, okay. You know, so it was really cool. I was very, very humbled, man, because I don't have the time to come on here much and do a lot of things. And this right here, I just threw this together within the past 10 minutes. You know, I didn't have a chance to do a lot of show prep or nothing because I haven't been up long because I work at night. So, but yeah, thank you, Gypsy. He says you're welcome. Thank you, man, so much. Mitch, he's doing some yard work today. He just got finished cutting the grass. Yeah, I did that over the weekend, and it's ready. it's already time for. You can see it where it's starting to sprout. I'm like, man, it needs to be cut again already. Gotta love yard work, right? Which no, I really don't. Who the hell wants to do that? But yeah, thank you, Gypsy, man. That was really nice. I appreciate that very, very much. We got Mr. Randalls is in the house. Mr. Dave Randalls. Let's give him a round of applause. Hey, Joe, how are you doing, man? He said. I'm doing good, Mr. Randalls. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for hopping in and saying hello. I really appreciate that, sir. Very kind. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, check out the, let me move out of the way. Got the guitars on the wall hanger there. That is from String Swing, I want to say is the name. And I've been wanting one of those for a long time. This unit, if you buy one of these, it comes with the metal plate, and it comes with, I have 4, but it comes, you can see one more hanger right there. So if you were to turn these guitars, you would angle them kind of inside or whatever, you know, you could put 5. But for me, I want them facing out. So I said, you know, just, and then do the 4. But that whole piece, they went up. If I'm not mistaken, they were just a touch over $100, I think. And now that was, I think it was like $140. Got it from Amazon. But yeah, I've always wanted something like that. 'Cause when you walk in my son's room, his music room, man, he's got guitars hanging all over let's see, no, 2 of his walls. And it looks like you're walking into a music store, and it looks really cool, but I can't do that here. You know, it's just, I have other stuff on the walls here, other memorabilia, Star Wars stuff, of course, some Van Halen stuff, and then I put up, it's kind of hard to see, I put up a Charvel banner flag right there, and then right there is an Ace Frehley, or Fraley, however I always said Frehley, banner flag. I thought I was getting gypped on that because I ordered it, like over a month ago, but I guess they had to print it. So it took a while. But yeah, all right, let's look at the chat some more here. Dave Randall says, hey, man, got the horns up. He says, all right. Mr. Heyman says, there is never anything bad to say about you, Joe. If someone did, they need their head examined. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mitch. Let's see here. Gypsy. He says, my son is just getting into guitars and basses and really enjoyed your gear videos, as did I. Oh, thank you, man. Wow, that's awesome. That's, like I said, that's I do these or do videos like that just for fun, man. And that's pretty much what this channel is. It's just a hobby. Nothing really comes from it, you know. I'll be honest with you. In the early days of when I created this channel, I put a lot of promotion in it, man. And trying to get it off the ground. And I sunk a lot of money into it. And it really didn't do a whole lot, you know, because I wasn't really sure exactly, you know, how do you get into the algorithm and this and that, you know. Well, it all comes down to, it don't matter how many subs you have. It doesn't, I mean, to a degree it does, but, you know, it really comes down to content and putting the time in on the channel. And I love to make content, but I just don't have the time. And you need both of those to make a channel successful. But again, like I've said before, YouTube, if you're really going to have a successful channel, man, it's like a arm on a slot machine. It's just a roll of the dice, man. You know, there's no promises with YouTube. But yeah, thank you, Gypsy, for that, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that somebody's watching. That's awesome. You know, that's great. I was thinking about doing this on the way to work, a live drive today, and I was like, I really don't want to do that because the weather's kind of crappy and the signal's going to cut in and out, and you know, there's a few spots on the interstate there where it just freezes up, which I can't do nothing about. So I said, let me just run in here and hook all my stuff up real quick. I have everything in here just ready to go. Just need to flip a few switches, plug in a couple of cables. It don't matter, you know, and then it's ready. So that's why there's a gazillion cables on the floor. And if the German butcher was in here, he could attest to that because he's been over here and seen this mess of a music room. But it's my creative place. And it really, you know, it's fun. I enjoy it. I like to walk in when I get home early in the morning from work. I come in the door here and I put my some of my work stuff in the back room back here, back closet area. And when I walk in, I always like to look at that, you know. I was like, oh man, that's really cool. But oh, real quick, I don't know if anybody was wondering. Probably not. But, you know, I did a live stream, I think it was, a couple of weeks ago, about that Diodario clip-on tuner. Yeah. The next day, I sent it back. I put it back in the box and went to the UPS store and paid him $1.50 to print the label and ship it. And, man, I think within 30 minutes, my money was back in my account. So, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, just for me, it didn't work. Just to give you an update on that story, because I said, I might give it a chance, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. Yeah. I'm sticking with Snark tuners, baby. That's all there is to it. Oh, Lordy mercy, man. So, yeah, I had the reason I wanted to do this live stream is a company reached out to me. This is the third time they've reached out. And look, man, I'll admit it right here. My channel, I'm bottom of the food chain as far as YouTube is concerned. So, I was humbled that somebody reached out to begin with, but this makes probably the third company that's reached out to me to ask if I wanted to promote one of their products or whatever. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of split down the middle on stuff like that. Number one, my channel's not big enough to do. Nobody's going to see that anyway, So, what does that say? Let's give this guy a product to demo, and we'll get a lot of attention. This is not a Phil McKnight status channel, but I was still humbled, and so they reached out to me, and it was a guitar company, and I'll see if anybody can guess it before I, say the name, but and I said, yeah, I've heard of this company, man, and from what I looked at on YouTube, and I've seen some videos, reviews about this company, it's not, a lot of people don't have a lot of nice things to say because the product is just not that great of quality, and it's just not. And so they reached out to me and said that so would you like to review? It's really strange because you can tell that they just copy and paste these emails to people and just send them out like a email blast, right? And that's the first red flag. Let me check this chat real quick. Let's see here. Gypsy. Pardon me. My throat's giving me trouble today. Gypsy says, I recently got into the backing track site that you use and already dropped a cool $50 on tracks. Karaoke version. Yeah, now that would be cool to get sponsored by them because, boy, I give them a lot of business. Okay, what was the company that reached out to me? I asked y'all the first one up. Mitch Heyman says, Glary. That is correct. That's correct. That's who it is. Gypsy, he says the same thing. Glary. It's no big deal, Mr. Heyman. That's no problem. Yeah, Glary is correct. That's the correct answer. That's who reached out to me. And when I first saw that in the subject title, I was like, oh man, really? Look, let me tell you something. These guitars here, these aren't low budget guitars, but they weren't very expensive. Like let's see, that is a Fender Squier, okay? And now I got that from a legit music store in the late 90s. And that's actually a great guitar, and it's a Squier. So I don't know how long Fender Squiers have been around, but that is a late 90s model. And at the time, it was like $375. But it's a Squier. So when you say Squier to somebody, they automatically like, oh, that's kind of a low budget model. Especially nowadays they are. But that actually is a great guitar. I mean, it's I was shocked. There's nothing wrong with it. No sharp fret edges, nothing. Everything's perfect. This is a Epiphone Les Paul Studio. It's a 2001. That guitar my parents got for me when my father retired in 2001, and it was on sale at Mars Music. I don't know if anybody remembers Mars Music. They had them up front when you came in the door, and they had like 4 of them on these square risers, pedestals or whatever. This one does not have the silver cover for the pickups. They had 2 like this, and they had 2 more with the silver covers, kind of like the right here, right? But I didn't want that. I said I want to be able to see the pickups. That was on sale for $199. You move over here, that's the Keith Urban model. I got it off one of those shopping channels, and it came with a cheap amp and all that, and that was like $360. That guitar is not bad at all either. It really isn't. You can't really see, but that's a Carolina Blue off-brand Strat. I got it off of eBay, probably like in 2000 or something, and it came with a little tweed blues amp. You know, my son still has it. It actually doesn't sound bad for what it is. Paper thin gig bag and a paper thin strap. But anyway, that combo pack was like $160. So these guitars are what I call low budget guitars. All right, they're not over. You know, they're not over like $500, or they're under $400. I guess a couple of them aren't even at $200. But they play great. Number one, I'm not saying that you can't fix up a poor guitar. Of course you can, if you kind of know the tricks and kind of know what to do. When I learned how to do setups, I immediately went to these guitars some time back, years ago, and I started to set them up, and it made a huge difference. Learn how to adjust your neck relief, learn how to do intonation, your action, especially when it comes to a Floyd Rose. You have to know how to do all that. And but these guitars play great, man. I could get one off the rack right now and just start playing. I might have to tune it. I'm sure it probably wouldn't quite be in tune. But yeah, so what is my point? The point is, any of these guitars would blow Glary out of the water, and it's just man, the reviews I've seen on those things, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, So again, I was kind of, when you see the email, it says something, guitar review, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you see the company, and it's like, Glary. No. No. Let's see, Mitch Heyman. I see a lot of people are liking Firefly guitars, very cheap guitars. Yeah, it's coincidental that you bring that name up. I actually did a video on this channel, I guess about a year ago. A friend of mine that he's also a driver where I work, and he had a guitar that he wanted me to set up because he said, man, every time I play it, it's got this buzzing going on, and I said, hey man, bring it to work when I get off in the morning. Just set it in my car. I'll take it home and I'll set it up. And it was a Firefly, and I never heard of that. I never heard of that brand. And it was kind of like the guitar was kind of like a BB King type, body and stuff. But you could tell right when I got it out of the gig bag, just the way it felt. It felt like this is going to sound rude, but I'm just being honest. You know how toy guitars are when you get them when you was a kid, you get a toy little guitar, and it just feels like that cheap plastic. That's what this felt like when I got it out of the bag. It was just, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, it just had that cheap feel to it. But, he asked me to set it up, so I did. I did a whole video on this channel from start to finish, and it was fine. It played great. It was great after that. And so I took it back to him, and I said, take it home, do some chords, play it, and tell me if you're satisfied or not. And of course, he was like, yeah, man, he said, that's night and day right there. That's okay, good. So, it worked out. So, but yeah, Firefly guitars. Yeah, I have heard that name a lot lately when it comes to YouTube reviews on guitars. And it's all, look, man, I have guitars that, I've had guitars that were like $99. Does anybody remember the name J. Turser? Now, I've had a few guitars from that, from J. Turser, and they weren't bad. Now, when you get down to the $99 range, they were bad. You know, I had a telly that was just horrible. You know, man, I gave it away. And there was another telly I had. I gave it away. It's just, you can't sell it because you're not going to get nothing for it, you know, because it's just not going to work. But, you know, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes you will come across one that you can do a setup and fix it up, and it'll be fine. You know, pickups, I don't know. It depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to play live somewhere, it's going to be horrible. But if you're doing just bedroom stuff and recording, you know, like this guitar here, that Carolina Blue Strat I have, I actually took it to band practice years ago, and I played it through this PV half stack, man. Try to play at some volume, and it would feed back. You know, I was like, oh man, but just for doing stuff here, it's fine. You know, going through a practice amp or whatever, it's fine. But some guitars, you know, you get lucky and set them up. You know, but the Glary, man, I just don't see no hope for that. Let's look at the chat here. Electric Gypsy, he said, I was going to say Donner, but they might have better quality instruments. I don't know if Donner is in the guitar production game or not. I have no idea. I actually have one of their pedals, the Yellow Fall. It's a delay pedal, which is really good. I have, I think it was like, $30? I've had it for quite a while now. But yeah, to be a delay pedal, it works great. I was really shocked. I think that's the only Donner pedal I have. Yeah, I think it is. No, that's wrong. On my other board in there, I have a Donner reverb. It's really good. And so yeah, it's actually really good. Let's see. Miss Janice Lala, how are you doing? Let's give Miss Janice a round of applause. Thank you for being here so much. Thanks for taking the time to come in here in this unscheduled live stream right here on the Joe Wentz Project TV on YouTube. Joe. Oh my goodness. Miss Lala says she's been listening on double speed. She's caught up now. That sounds like a chicken. What the hell? Anyway, thank you, Miss Lala. Appreciate that. Let's see. Let's move right along. Mr. Heyman. He said, I've played a few J Tursers. I didn't think they were bad. Yeah, I have. I had a really nice J Turser, man, that was, they called it the Purple Serpent. All right. And the reason, they called it that on the neck was an actual, like a snake that was all the way down. It was gorgeous. And it was a purple. It was like this model, like a Les Paul style. It was just like that. And, man, it was gorgeous. It was heavy like a Les Paul. And, I bought it a long time ago off of eBay, and it was just the guitar. It was almost $400. But I sold it, and it played great, but it was a little too heavy for me. So, but it was great quality. It was a J Turser. Yes, Pooh Ninja, what is going on? He says, "Is this now?" Yes, sir. This is now. Use the force. Yes, sir. We are live. But yeah, that J Turser Les Paul style guitar was great, man. Yeah, it was great. Let me go back up. I'm missing some comments here. Man, y'all were participating. Thank you so much. Electric Gypsy. He says, okay, you have a $350 J Turser Beetle bass. There you go. That's cool, man. That's awesome. Now, is that like the one that Paul McCartney was made famous? Is that, I'm assuming, is that what that is? When you were, when I did the high speed Genesis, yeah, it sounds something like that. Miss Janice says, thank you. Thank you, Miss Janice. Appreciate you popping in. Thank you very much. Let's see, man. There's a not a problem, Miss Janice. Absolutely. And the chat jump. What is this? Does Rob have my Dodge ready? I have my pawn shops. You know, it's funny that you bring that up about the Dodge. Big Blue is actually in the shop. Yeah. And, man, y'all were hitting everything, the nail on the head with stuff today that I ain't even brought up yet. And y'all were like reading my mind. It's that Jedi mind trick is what Pooh's doing, man. But, yeah, I went to, drive the truck this past weekend, because every Friday, man, I'm busy doing lawn service and hauling stuff off. And I went to go stop, and it's like my truck didn't want to stop. And I was like, oh, my God, what's going on? And turned out there's some major stuff wrong with the brakes, and so it's in the shop. And so they called me this morning. Actually, they left a voicemail, and I called them when I woke up about a couple hours ago. And was giving me an update on the repairs. Whew. Yeah, some stuff had went out in that truck, and it's got to be replaced to make the brakes work properly. And but yeah, let's see. Miss Janice Lawless says, just trying to keep my head above water there on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. Wow, Facebook is. I think Facebook is a sad place now for guitar players, man, or musicians in general. It's just people. People don't want to give it the time of day. Hell, they don't want to give the time of day on YouTube. I mean, it's just people like, you know what the thing is now, to me, what's popular now is people doing these reels. You know what I mean? The short 15, 20, 30-second videos. You know what I'm talking about? That's like the thing now, but it's like everybody that does that stuff is like 22 years old and looks like a model. And I'm like, my God. You know, I'm too old for that stuff, man. So, Chad is moving. All right. Pooh Ninja says, Jay Turser has some cool designs. Yeah, I haven't looked into his inventory, I guess, products lately. I have not checked it out, but like I said, that Les Paul style guitar, that Purple Serpent, was nice. And one of these days I wouldn't mind having it again, but I'm sure it's more expensive because it was high then. Electric Gypsy Blues was saying he got the Beetle bass copy from I forgot who he said, and I said, is it like the one Paul McCartney? He says, yes, like the Hofner copy. Yeah, very cool, awesome. Was that Jay Turser, Gypsy? Is that you say that bass was by? Let's see here. Mitch Heyman says, I belong to a Facebook group, guitars under $250. People buy these cheap guitars, then upgrade them. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's fun to have a little project like that. I've done a couple of guitar builds, and it's nothing, it was just for my own, can I do this? And the paint job was done with spray paint. It was okay. It's not nothing that anybody pay any money for. I've seen people do these guitar builds, man, where they have like this professional paint job, and it's just gorgeous. And I'm like, holy crap. But I did it just for me, but buying a cheap guitar and upgrading it, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see, he's talking about my truck and the brakes going out. Yeah, he says, ooh, brakes ain't cheap. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, it's hitting right at for the repairs as of right now. It's jumped up and it's right at $1,000. And I said, damn, but You know, it's cheaper than going out and buying a new truck and having a truck payment, you know. Satriani is in the house, the shred master himself. Satriani, what is going on? Satriani. Check out his cover of Flying in the Blue Dream, the Satch original. And my hat's off to you, my friend, because, man, that's one of my favorite songs by Satriani. And Satriani is one of those guitar players I like to watch play, but I can't touch none of that stuff, man. I love his legato technique, and I'm like, good God. But yeah, man, thank you. Thank you, Satriani, for stopping in, man. I appreciate that so much. He's an amazing guitar player, for real. You sent me something. I thought it was you. You sent me something on Facebook Messenger the other week, and I went to go look at it, and it was gone, or something, or maybe I accidentally did something. I don't know. I don't fool with. I don't really fool with stuff like that much because of my schedule. So I don't know. I went to look, and it said it was removed, and I was like, okay. So I didn't know. I was like, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he sent it to me by accident, or I have no idea. But, no harm, no foul, man. It's easy to do on smartphone. Mitch Heyman chimes in again. Let's see. This is awesome. Pardon me. It says, you belong to you said that earlier, belong to that Facebook group, Guitars Under 250. By the time they upgrade them and the money they put in, they could have bought a nice Epiphone and not have to do anything. Yeah, or any upgrade, excuse me. Yeah, that's always been in the back of my mind. I mean, the thing that would, like the Wolfgang Standards, they went up in price. Everything's went up now because of all this stuff that's been going on in this country. But people would buy the Wolfgang Standards and they would put all this money in it, which, hey, look, man, they bought it. They can do what they want with it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But I was kind of like, man, if you're going to do that, just get a Wolfgang Special and you don't have to do anything, But, but as time went on, I started to kind of, do a little, nothing major. I would, I'm just now getting into the part where of upgrades where I upgrade the Floyd Rose systems, change those out, and get everything set back up. And I can do pretty much anything for its setups. I just don't do no electrical or electronic stuff because I'm not good at that at all, like soldering and stuff. I'm horrible at that. But yeah. Let's see. Who's talking about my truck? They said paid for equals the best vehicle. Yeah, that truck's paid for. Yeah, it's I paid it off a couple of years ago, right at Christmas. Yeah, and it was used when I got it. It's a 2007, but hey, it's paid off. Lars Guitars. Hey, man. How are you, sir? Thank you for hopping in. Lars, how are you doing, sir? Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, Satriani said on the message that came on, he said he don't remember if he sent it or not. Yeah, it's no big deal, man. Like I said, I my life is just constantly, and there's stuff always happening, and I'll check, and I'm like, what is this? Who is this? Do y'all get a lot of those spam calls on your phone? God mighty. I get a lot of them every day. I'm like, who is this? And I'm like, hey, listen, if their name doesn't come up on my phone, because I have everybody I talk to, I have their name with their phone number. But that name don't pop up, it's decline, and if they leave a message or whatever, it's always some kind of automated thing, Crazy. Satriani chimes in. Thank y'all so much for being active in the chat. Satriani says, only seen Satch live once. One of the best live performances I've seen. Man, I want to tell you, my friend, whoo, I've been fortunate enough to see him twice. The first time was, ironically enough, the Flying in the Blue Dream Tour. And back then I was still living in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he came to a small venue called the Grady Cole Center, I think. I believe that was the name of it. And yeah, he played, and I was just like I said, he's one of those, him and Eric Johnson, Steve Vai, because those guys are like, whew, on their ability, their playing ability, and I'm like, can you just let me do a G chord and I'll watch you, so and but I was blown away, man. I've been a fan. The first time I heard Satriani, man, I was coming back from somewhere. It was during the summer. It's one of those moments in your mind where music puts you a memory. It creates a memory. Music creates memories for everybody in their mind. Certain special occasions, sad occasions. I mean, music does that. It's like a postcard or whatever of that moment in your life. I was coming down the road, man. I had an '87 Chevy Cavalier. It didn't have no air in it. It didn't come with air. It just had a heater. But it was the summertime. I had the windows down. And back then I smoked. I was probably, let's see. I was a teenager. And Hetriani, you can tell me what year. Let's see. Wasn't it Surfing with the Alien come out? Was that '86? So I'm driving. And I had a cassette in the stereo, and I popped it out, and then it was in the middle of the song, and I was like, damn, who was that? And what it was the tapping part of in the middle of Satch Boogie when he's doing that tapping breakdown. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a new Van Halen song, and I heard that, and I was like, who is this? And of course it went off, and the DJ said, the new one from Joe Satriani, Satch Boogie. And I was like, who? And but that was the first time I heard him on the radio. But been a fan ever since. I got a couple of his signature models. Yeah. Pooh, thanks, man. Thanks for saying hello and jumping in here. Thank you. We were talking about phone calls. Does anybody get the phone calls, the scam calls? Car warranty, tax fraud, student loan scam, and general scam calls. Yeah, set your ID to scam. Yes, I do. I have that. Absolutely. And I still get calls that still slip through there. It's the craziest thing. So anyway, I want to share this email with you that I got from Glary. So, it's kind of funny. Let me see. Let's share screen here. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but I will do my best to read it for you. Let's see here. Share. And let me make sure that I have. Okay, there we go. All right. So here we go. Now, this is the first red flag, okay? They just put hi. They don't put my name. They don't say anything, because their first email was like, hi, been watching channel, and they leave out words, so this is overseas. Been watching channel and very impressed with your content, and yada, yada. But they don't put my name in there. They don't put what video they watch that they really like. None of that stuff. This is just a generic copy and paste kind of thing, right? So they go, hi, we have not received a response from you and would like to know if you have received our email. Sincerely invite to to cooperate with you. It will be so kind if you can record our music instrument and upload on your YouTube and other social media. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hey. You can choose a SKU. you like from our website and send it to me. Due to delivery requirements, please send me your receiving information and phone number. Then we can send you Glary estimate. And look, looking forward to cooperating with you, Wendy. Yeah, I'm sure that's the name. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's Wendy that sent that, right? I said, come on, man. So yeah, so they were not. Hey, Glary, if you really watch this channel, your guitars suck. Go bother somebody else. And so let's see if they really pay attention to this channel. I don't want those cheap guitars, man. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna. Some of these people that do these things, and they sent. I've seen. Look, man. Again, I'm not trying to be rude, but I seen some guy doing a review of a Glary guitar in his living room. This guy, bless his heart, he looked like he never took a guitar out of the box before, and it's just. I'm like, they sent him a guitar, so I'm like, wow, man, so, whatever. Good for him. But, nah, I'm not, I'm not selling out, man, especially for some $72 guitar. I'm not doing that. Satriani, what's he saying here? Had to sell my signature model, was hurting for money. Oh, you mean your Satriani? Oh, no. Which one was it, man? What model? The ones I really like are the first line, the JS100s. I don't know what it is about them. I love those. And I got 3 of them. Let's see. Mitch Heyman, bands and artists I regret that I've never seen. Eddie Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Joe Satriani, and ZZ Top. Okay, I've seen Van Halen, I've seen Satriani, and I've seen ZZ Top. Of course, Led Zeppelin, no, but it'd be awesome to see them. It'd be awesome. But, yeah, that's how I read that email. I mean, that's how it comes across to me. There's the what do you call it? The punctuation is horrible, and it's just like, my God. You take a guitar, you play on your channel, you order now, hey! No, that's all right, dude. Never mind. That's wrong. I shouldn't say that. Nah, dude, I don't want that. I don't want that. Let's see. Satriani. Yeah. Satriani's protege. Satriani. He said, yeah, it was a JS100 Mojo and Fred upgrade pickups. Yeah. Oh, God almighty, man. Dang, dude. Man. Yeah, that's sad. Man. Yeah, the one I would like to have it's hard to find. Here's what I don't understand. I've been looking if you're a guitar player and you love to play, you're always looking on reverb at guitars. It's just what you do. You're just always looking. Maybe you can find a deal. You just never know. But the JS100 I'd like to have one day is a white one. That's, to me, it's hard to find that. I found it was a JS 1200, and it's got the single pickup at the. I'm not crazy about that single pickup. That's why I like the JS 100 models better. It's got the double humbuckers, so you got a little bit more power. For me, just my opinion. But yeah, man. So let me take this off here. So I'm going to share this with you. I don't know how good this is going to come across. This YouTube video I'm going to show you is by a man named Lucas Fowler. He's a younger man, very talented guitar player, and he's looking over a Glary guitar. I'm just going to show just a few seconds of this. Let's see. video. No, share screen, right? Let's see. Here we go. Boy, I ain't done this in a while. You can tell. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work here. There we go. And let's see if I can play this. So just check out what he's doing right here for a second. And he is reviewing a Glary telly, and you can see right here he says on his title of his video, he says, please don't buy this guitar. So let's see if this works.
And if I play the note,
see there? See how it buzzes? Oh man,
it is almost a half step sharp.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's awful. You know, that's how the guitars are shipped, and they're just there's no kind of quality control with that stuff, right? And but he goes to that whole video and he sets up the guitar to the best that you can, and it still is horrible. You know, it's still horrible. And I just don't. I think I want to say Phil McKnight did a review of a Glary, and he set it up, and I mean he did a lot. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's correct. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but and even he's like, hey, you'd be better off with a Harley Benton, I think. You know, I'm pretty sure you would be. And that's one guitar I've never played. Never played a Harley Benton. I don't know if that's worth it or not. Satriani talking about the Joe Satriani 100 models. He says, yeah, hard to find a white one. Seems there's only they're 1,200 and up. They go for that's in the white. They're only available in the 1,200 model. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, man, I got the red. I have the 20th anniversary Silver Surfer, and I got a black one, and that black is sharp, boy. Like, dang. You know, so yeah. Mitch Heyman says Lucas Fowler is great. Yeah, he's. I've seen his. It's been a while since I watched his stuff, but he's an amazing player. But I just when I saw that title, do not buy. I said, see, there you go. You know, what do I need to do that for? And all these other YouTubers that are a whole lot more popular than this little channel of mine are saying the same thing, right? Lars Guitars, hey man, this says he says I had a JS100 black and sold it. I have the JS2450 and a 2480 now. Wow, man, those are beautiful. Man, they're up there, boy. I would love to play one and compare it to the JS100. Oh, well, Lars, you had, what do you think, man? Is there a big jump? I'm sure there is. Is there a big jump in the quality there? I love the JS100s. I love the body is so slim and the neck is just, man, it's so smooth. Yeah. Yeah, he says, Johnny says, jealous, bro, jealous. Jealous, bro. Come on. It's a stellar intonation on that Glary. Yeah. It was great. You know, I was like, damn. I was like, I got to watch this, man. Okay, let's see. Miss Lala chimes in. Zims reviewed Glary's, and it was gifted. You were gifted one on the Johnny Bean show. You were gifted a Glary guitar? Well, is it good? I mean, maybe you got one that's good. It's possible. It's very possible. Let me know, Miss Law. I'd love to know. Oh, man, the Chicago Shredder is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
R2R3.
R2, what's going on, brother? He says, hey, dudes and dudettes. I'm at work, but I'm on lunch. Wanted to chime in and say hello. Tell that guy hosting the show with those 4 eyes to go jump in the lake. Thank you very much, R2. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Yo, mother. R2, what's happening, man? How are you doing? Thank you for chiming in. I asked Lars if the the new JS models were, how much different were they from the JS 100s? He says just the pickups and bridge are different. That's pretty much it. Okay, well, that's interesting. Lars also says, but he loves the JS 100s as well. Yeah, me too. They're awesome. I love them. They seem to be now, like, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm like, won't be long. These will be collector's items, these JS 100s, man, because that was his first line. Now, to me, if you get a JS 100, get one that's in the late 90s. Don't get one that's 2000 and up. Again, this is for the Joe Satriani JS 100 model, his first signature line, right? If you get one that's in the late 90s, you're good, if it's all original, okay? Because I had my red one was, what was it, a 2006 or something, and I had to replace the Floyd, and I had to talk with R2 about which Floyd do I put on, and he told me which one to get, the Godo. Got that, and it fit, because you couldn't just put a regular Floyd on it. It wouldn't fit in the cavity. So I had to get another Godo Floyd, and it worked great. But on the my black Satch model, JS100, it's a 98. I didn't have to change nothing. It's fine. And see, I had a Satch model in the late 90s, and it was a red, and it was awesome. I didn't have to change anything on it. It was perfect. But like Satriani said, I had to sell it, you know. Excuse me, I had to sell it. It was like, probably 7 years ago. I sold it. I also sold that J. Turser Purple Serpent that I was talking about earlier in the stream. Yeah. I asked Miss Janice about the Glary guitar that was gifted to her from the Johnny Bean show. I asked her how was it, and she says it was terrible. Had a terrible neck dive. Okay, if nobody knows what that is, when you have the guitar on with the strap, of course, and you just let go of it, and it'll just go like that. That means the guitar is very unbalanced. Now, Flying V guitars are known to do that, and that's understandable, but it's just a sign on guitars like that, to me, it's a sign of just cheap quality, you know. R2 saying hello to everybody. He says, hey, Mitch, Lars, Satriani, and everybody else I missed. Satriani says, brother R2, what is going on? Everybody saying hello. Yeah, let's see. R2 again, man. Cool. He says, I think the Godo licensed Floyd Rose may fit on the post fitted for original Floyd. Yeah, man, I asked you about that. Yeah, I asked you about that. R2's my go-to guitar tech guy, man. So I got a black Godo Floyd Rose, but it's not like the gold one I put on. It's this one doesn't have the screws on the top of the saddles, right? It's just like a regular Floyd. So I said, well, okay, I can maybe exchange that or upgrade it rather on a Jackson guitar or something. So I asked him earlier in the week, I said, is that possible? Or does that have to go into an Ibanez guitar? And so there you go. He answered my question. Thank you, R2. He thinks it'll be fine. If you swap out a standard Floyd for the Godo, it should be okay. He says, I believe that is why the Godo bridge has that flat end. Oh, yeah. One is flat and the other one has like the little U shape on the end. Yeah. I always wondered about that. I was like, is that going to hinder anything? But when they designed these things, they knew what they were doing, you know. Satriani says, my destroyer, W. Ibanez, has neck dive. It's manageable, but still annoying as hell. Man, that's why I don't play a flying V much. I love the way they look. It plays good, but man, if you take your hand off that neck, that's it. And that's, it's you have to be careful. Laura says that that destroyer is killer, Johnny. It's awesome. R2 chimes in again. He says, my Jackson Kelly does the same thing. Oh, it's got a lot of neck dive on that? Wow. So those guitars are amazing. They're not cheap by any means. I just figured that a neck dive might be associated with very cheap guitars, Not that those guitars are cheap. I'm talking about Glary and all that. It's you wouldn't think that would happen with a guitar like that. It would at least say balance, but some do that, But yeah, man, wow. But yeah, I just thought that was funny that they reached out. I found it amusing. I was like, oh boy, they're reaching now. If they're asking me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you call him. He'll do review. You call him right now. Call him. Send email. I'm gonna get banned. I need to quit doing that. All right. So, yes, that's right. SGs have neck dive. Yes, I have a SG, and it's really not that bad. It's an Epiphone SG, and that was the first thing I did when I put it on. I was like, all right, I heard these are bad, and it's pretty balanced, and it's light. The Epiphone SG I have is light, and what really drew me to that, I've never had an SG before, was the color. I think it's a royal blue? No, I can't remember. It's a dark blue. But yeah, it's beautiful, man. I've only played that guitar a couple times. The pickups are weak though, but I think SGs are kind of just known to have not very powerful pickups. Is that correct? I mean, so I would like to get the pickups replaced with something that has a lot stronger bite to it. But it plays wonderful. The neck's slim. I was like, wow. So yeah, SGs are cool. I never cared for the red, that classic red, like Angus Young. I don't know. But I saw this blue. I was like, my God, that blue was gorgeous. So I got it. Satriani, for my destroyer, it's the shape and where the strap pin is located. That is the reason for the neck dive. Yeah, it's isn't that something? Man, makes sense. Like I said, there's a lot of that stuff I'm not technically savvy with, but yeah, it's amazing how that happens. So the Glary guitar, you would think the strap pin would be on the top horn like any other guitar, right? And it still neck dives. That's so wild. It's like, man, that's crazy. R2R3, man, he says, I think the Gibson Explorer has it right, especially with that body design. The Kelly and Destroyer totally neck dive. Wow. I didn't know. I've always thought those Kelly guitars the Jackson Kelly, they look cool. They look awesome. Mitch Heyman chimes in. Let's see here. Guitar Max. Yeah, I haven't watched his stuff in a while, but man, how many guitars does he have, man? He's always unboxing something. I wonder if he just does that and sends it back. Or do they let him keep all those? My God, he reviews a bunch of guitars that I haven't watched him in a while, but I think he does a lot of Harley Benton stuff and other guitars that look great, and they're probably $500, between $300 and $500, I guess. Guitar Max did a review on a Firefly SG style blue faded color, and it looked and sounded great. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Heyman. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for that unsolicited testimonial. No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, he does some really great reviews on guitars, and his editing is awesome, and his tone the audio is great. I was like, man. Yeah, he does some cool videos, man. Laura says, I was going to say, R2, I don't have that problem with my Explorers, so, let's see here. Mitch Heyman says, I love my Gibson SG61 reissue. I sit down all the time when I play. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. But I will say this, and the reason I was like that all the time too, Mitch. I always sat down all the time. Even if you go back on this channel a long ways, when I'm doing something live or whatever, I was always sitting down. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do that. The only reason I'm bringing this statement up is because of Paul Gilbert. I heard Paul Gilbert say, we all know who Paul Gilbert is, right? He's a virtuoso from hell. He said that when you sit down and play, you're kind of giving yourself an advantage. You know, you're kind of able to cheat a little bit as far as your reach and everything else. And I thought, in my mind, I was like, huh? Because at that point in time, I sat down all the time and played. Reason being, in that other music room, or the old music room, I didn't have a lot of space, didn't have a lot of room. And so if I stood up, I couldn't really move. It was like, just stand there. I was like, well, hell, I might as well sit down, because I can't move without hitting something. My headstock would hit something on my top of my amp. I mean, the space was so small. But anyway, he said that if you play something sitting down, he said, then whatever it is, a run or a song or whatever, stand up and put your strap on and play it. He says, you'll see a difference. It's just a little bit more challenging, you know, not extremely, but there is a difference. Well, I tried that, and it's true. I saw that to be true anyway. Let's see. I feel like I was going to sneeze. My gosh, that's just great. Blow everybody's eardrums out here. But the 61 SG reissue, wow, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Is it slowing down on your end at all, bro? R2, Satriani says. Oh, he's talking about his job. Okay, yeah. R2 said, yeah, he's got a new job. Yeah, congratulations to R2 on his new job, man. His new job. So he's doing really well, man. That's awesome. Congratulations on that, my friend. That's what it's all about. Going up that ladder a few more steps and overall better situation for you and your family. That's awesome. Let's see. Mitch Heyman talking about sitting down or as opposed to standing up playing guitar. He says, I have to stand up sometimes now because of my right leg falls asleep. Yeah, that would happen too. I notice when I'm working on a guitar, when I'm sitting down, and because I don't have like a guitar workbench or something, so I'm sitting on the floor and I have my legs crossed. It don't take no time. My feet are going to sleep, and it's very annoying when you get up and try to walk. It's like, are you drunk? No, my foot's asleep. But anyway, So yeah, all right. Well, we went over our 1 hour limit. We're hour and 5, and it's almost at the top of the hour. I got to go. I got to grab something to eat from Subway down the road. Thank you everybody for being here. Yeah, Satriani, yeah, he's got to run. I do too, man. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for participating. Again, if you like Glary guitars, that's awesome. I just don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I just thought it was funny that they reached out. I just wanted to share that with you. And so, all right. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. Until next time, this is Joe for the Joe Wentz Project TV right here on YouTube. Don't forget to check the description below for more information and anything else you want. Merch, music, check the playlist, all that good stuff. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.